Tonight on News 5 Live, there was a deadly shooting in Cotton Tree Village and a drive-by shooting in Belmopan on Agric weekend. Opposition Mike Perfy tells PM Briceño, "Show me the documents regarding Courtney Koyi's contract with GOB." And State Bank takes another loss at Supreme Court. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new SmartStream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, SmartStream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with SmartStream.
Applying for a Social Security sickness benefit? Here's what you need to know. A complete claims package include 1. Sickness claim form fully completed by the claimant and medical doctor. 2. Salaries record form completed by the employer or HR representative. 3. Proof of bank account such as bank book, online banking, or statement displaying your name and account number. To submit via email, you need to take a clear photo or scan of the documents and email to claims@socialsecurity.org.bz. Be sure to include your full name, social security number, and benefit type in the subject line of the email. Or you can drop off all completed forms into the Dropbox slot at the nearest branch office. Deadline to submit is 14 days from your first day of illness. All forms are available on the website at www.socialsecurity.org.bz. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Digifans, the 2022 Belize Telephone Directory is now available. Pick up your free copy at any Digistore and ENR branches countrywide. Check out our cellular, residential, and Yellow Page listings. It's the most complete guide in Belize. You can also access the directory on the go by downloading the free Find Yellow mobile app from the Google Play and Apple Store. For more info, log on to www.findyellow.com. The 2022 Belize Telephone Directory. Get your copy today.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, May 30th. I am Sabrina Daly. Police are investigating the murder of 38-year-old Randolfo Alvarez, a resident of Cotton Tree Village. Alvarez lived in the village with his relatives, and though he and his siblings resided in separate households, their relationship was such that they would frequent each other's home. On Saturday night, when Alvarez visited his sister's home to collect some money, he reportedly learned that she was at church. He was gunned down moments later, a short distance away. His murder has left his family with a lot of questions because, based on their account, Alvarez was a father, an athlete, and a provider to his two sons. They did not know him to be a troublemaker. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
A family in Cotton Tree Village is still in shock following the murder of one of their relatives on Saturday night. 38-year-old Randolfo Alvarez, also known as Diablo, was gunned down while paying a visit to his sister. Family members were gathered at his mother's home this morning. There we spoke with a cousin, Sarah Alvarez, who says Randolfo was no mischief maker.
We actually grew up together. My parents live right next to his parents, so we were always like playing, dancing when we were kids. Or he was a great football player. He was called El Diablo on the field. Didn't like any trouble. He used to work for his sister's husband, so he wanted to collect some money from him, but they weren't there.
Okay.
They were at church. So as he got there and there was nobody, I heard that he just turned back to go back home, and that's where they shot him.
Alvarez's assailant shot him only a short distance from his sister's home in front of a nearby yard. Alvarez was commuting on his motorbike. His attacker left the motorbike behind, along with Alvarez's other belongings. The owner of the adjacent property told us that he was not at home on Saturday night, but the bullet holes on a nearby tree and the dirt road tell their own tale. Sarah Alvarez believes the shooter ambushed her brother.
Well, we believe so because then a lot of people had passed that area. According to the people, that a lot of people were coming back from church and they didn't see anything, and then automatically as he passed, they shot him. So we believe somebody was waiting for him, but we don't know who.
You know how many times they shot him?
4, I heard it's 4 times, 4 shots.
To the back?
To the front, actually, 4 shots were to the front. The one that killed him was the one to the forehead.
So you would imagine that he saw his shooter?
I would guess so. And then I believe he was a strong person because when he was shot, he still survived at least 3 hours after that. So I believe he must have had a chance to fight him a little bit.
Alvarez leaves behind 2 sons. He was also in the process of adopting a child from the King's Children Home. His murder has left family members in fear because while police are investigating, Alvarez's killer remains on the loose.
We are a little bit scared because things like this don't usually happen in the village, and then I personally don't go out at night, but then no, I'm a little scared. You know, last night I was here with the family and I have to walk back home now. So I was a little worried, but I got to ride back home.
We haven't identified any assailant as yet, specific assailant, but several persons have been questioned. Police have detained several persons, but so far we haven't made any arrests in this recent murder. From what the investigators have relayed to me so far, it's a dark area. We do have some challenges, and hopefully we know that it's a close-knit family area. Hopefully someone will break through and give us something that would help us to bring some closure to this family.
Sarah Alvarez had this to say to her cousin's killer.
Well, I would like to know why. Because, you know, so many crazy people out there, we would like to know if there was a strong reason for doing so, because, you know, taking away a life, you will never recover a life back. So we would like to know why he did it, or I guess that it was a man. I'm just assuming it was a man.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
19-year-old Henry Osorio is recovering from a gunshot wound he sustained while in a vehicle with two female passengers on the Hummingbird Highway just outside of Belmopan on Saturday night. By all accounts, Osorio is known to be a straight-A student in school, and this may simply be a matter of wrong place, wrong time. ASP Fitzroy Yearwood tells us that police are investigating the shooting.
He was in a green Altima car with 2 females. He was seated on the back seat, and they were turning into Constitution Drive off the Hummingbird Highway when he heard a loud bang and he realized that he was shot. The driver of the vehicle immediately transported him to the Western Regional Hospital, where he is presently listed in a critical condition. We haven't, how to say, police or investigators have a challenge because, like I said, they didn't see anyone, but they heard the bang. And we are praying for his speedy recovery, and maybe he could shed some light to us. We don't know if it's a random shooting because of probably someone that was on the side of the road or maybe in the bushes. So it's a challenging investigation so far.
Orange Walk police are still investigating the shooting death of Reynaldo Marchand. The 38-year-old was in the company of Nazir Vasquez in front of 501 shop when they came under fire from a pair of gunmen on motorcycle. Multiple gunshots rang out shortly after 8 p.m. on Wednesday, and when the shooting subsided, Vasquez and Marchand were rushed to the Northern Regional Hospital for emergency medical attention. Marchand succumbed from his injuries while receiving treatment. Vasquez, on the other hand, has not been cooperating with investigators, says Assistant Superintendent of Police Fitzroy Yearwood.
On Wednesday, 25th of May, about 8:25 p.m., police responded to a shooting incident near a gas station in Trial Farm area. The victims were already transported to the Northern Regional Hospital, where they were learned to be Nazir Vasquez, 31 years, and Reynaldo Marchand, 38 years. Marchand received several body injuries as a result of gunshot wounds and succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment. The initial investigation revealed that these men were standing on the street side near the gas station when a motorbike, two persons approached on motorbike, and one of them fired several shots in their direction, and the driver and the rider of that motorbike then headed towards San Antonio Road, made good their escape. We have since searched several homes, and we are still trying to identify these two persons, and hopefully with the assistance of the general public we would be able to identify and detain.
The incident was classified initially as a drug-related shooting. Is there any preparation on the part of the department to address any reprisals should there be any?
Well, I don't know who classified it as a drug-related shooting. In fact, these persons weren't even approached. They were fired upon by their assailants. For us to classify something as that, we would have to have proof. We are currently trying to establish motive, but like I said, it's not a classification from the police department.
Well-known attorney Orson O.J. Elrington ran afoul of the law over the weekend when he made an illegal turn in front of the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital on Saturday night. While driving his 2010 Ford Explorer, the UDP caretaker for Freetown made a left on the ambulance exit on Princess Margaret Drive near Belize Elementary School and got into a fender bender with another motorist traveling in the direction of Heritage Bank. While neither driver accepted blame for causing the accident, it was later discovered that Elrington was driving the sports utility vehicle without a valid insurance. Communications Director Fitzroy Yearwood tells us more.
He was charged for drove motor vehicle without insurance, driving without due care and attention, more traffic-related offenses. Certainly, I didn't know that the accident that he was involved in was in that area where the ambulance crossing is, in front of the KHMH. Unfortunately, that night I drove past that area while police were talking to him and another driver, but the vehicles were already cleared from the little crossing area. Actually, his vehicle was parked more by the burger stand and another vehicle a little by the elementary entrance. But we all know that that crossing has no exception to anyone, not even the police. We have to go around, and you're not allowed to make any U-turn there, not even the fire service. That clearly is for ambulance only, the use of ambulance, and there is a sign there that also indicates that. I don't know, I heard on the news actually yesterday that he refused to sign his acknowledgement form. That's your right. If you refuse to do that, it's your right. But I know that our officers have already levied charges, and he will have his day in court.
Coming up, the National Met Service gears up for the hurricane season. Details when we return.
Necesitas un proveedor de servicio móvil que te permita estar conectado con una cobertura LTE rápida y confiable en cualquier instante y desde cualquier lugar. ¿Quieres hablar con tu familia? ¿Compartir tus experiencias con alguien especial? ¿Administrar tu pequeña empresa? Para todo lo que necesites te mereces la mejor experiencia móvil. Ahora puedes hacer mucho más con los planes de datos postpago aumentados de Digi. Puedes disfrutar de 8 GB de datos en cualquier instante por tan solo $55 mensuales. O puedes compartir hasta 120 GB con 6 de tus amigos más cercanos. Estos son más datos LTE para que disfrutes durante el día, por las noches y los fines de semana sin restricciones. Disfruta a lo máximo con más datos para llamadas y mensajes ilimitados en todos los planes postpago de Digi. Visita la tienda Digi más cercana para inscribirte hoy. Solo necesitas una identificación válida y un comprobante de domicilio. Únete a la red de mayor velocidad y cobertura en Belice. Para más información visita nuestra página web www.livedigi.com o envíanos un mensaje a través de WhatsApp o Facebook. Digi, nuestra telecomunicación nacional.
A new government of the People's United Party had a clear plan to rebuild a tourism industry in ruin and to ensure that thousands of Belizeans would return to work. Today, tourism is Belize's premier revenue earner. Hotels, restaurants, bars, clubs, and tour groups are open for business in a big way. Small and large entrepreneurs and vendors are benefiting from a vibrant industry, with new airline carriers choosing our destination. Our people are working again, providing for their families, and helping us to build a beautiful, stable Belize. That was our promise, and we are getting it done. In a year and a half, we have done so much together. Let us continue on this strong record. Forward together, we will continue to deliver on Plan Belize.
Donaldson Filtration Solutions is a company that comes with over a century of innovation and offering filters for a cleaner world. To keep your machines and equipment running in the toughest conditions, you need filters that work as hard as you do. Donaldson offers hydraulic filters, air filters, fuel filters, lube filters, and anything needed to keep your machine pristine. Come to your nearest Westrac Limited store for Donaldson filters and whatever your industrial or trucking needs might be.
Make we, one house at a time, make we count for the 2022 census. One house at a time, make we count, work towards the future, everybody count. We need information and your cooperation. Everybody in the Belize population. Mommy, daddy pick me on the senior section. Plus we need help from the youth population. From all over, we need data to measure development in every area. Every aspect in a Belizean culture. 88, 67, every border. Make we count for the 2022 census. One house at a time, make we count. We work towards the future, everybody count.
The 2022 Population and Housing Census. Participate, respond, be counted.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5 Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Reusable plastics. Did you know that until we find an alternative for plastic and all its uses, we will continue to need plastics, such as in the health sector? Plastic becomes a huge problem for Belize when it becomes waste and is improperly disposed of. When it is thrown on the side of the road and in our rivers and seas, it's eaten by animals and in turn by people, and it becomes an environmental and health issue. It costs us money for disposal, filling up dumps and landfills, and paying for associated healthcare. So what can you do? Choose to refuse single-use plastics is step 1. Step 2, instead, use the plastics that were meant to be reused, like coffee cups, water bottles, and food containers. We're not talking about buying a $1 bottle of water. I mean, you can, but how long will that last you? Reusable plastics keep plastics out of the environment for a much longer time and are even better than other forms of plastics like biodegradable or even compostable or bio-based plastics. By reusing, you are also saving money since you aren't rebuying the same thing over again. Think about it. How many bottles of water do you buy every week? How much does that cost compared to the cost of a reusable bottle? Imagine what you can do with the extra money. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
Yeah, I know him from before he in my womb. From I know he nobody ever disrespected him. Because then he is who he is. He is gay, he is friendly, and everybody respectable. Just respect him for who he is. In a human being. Just the word hate means to me that no got no meaning because you're not for hate. If I love everything, I appreciate. I live in Belmopan, I live around Guatemalans, Hondurans, Spanish, Maya, Creole, Garifuna. As I said, growing up, right? They say love your neighbors. Neighbor need to look out for one another.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new SmartStream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, SmartStream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy.
Be like me and stream on the go with SmartStream.
Buying a car should be a great experience, and St. John's Credit Union wants to make it even better. But we offer more than just great low rates. We make the application process easy and make sure our members get the best service possible. At St. John's Credit Union, we offer excellent products backed by exceptional service. So the next time you are buying a new or used vehicle, take advantage of St. John's Credit Union's Drive Forward Auto Loan product. We'll put the buying power in your hands. Come and drive forward with our auto loans with rates as low as 9% and low or no down payments. Drive forward with St. John's Credit Union. Some restrictions apply.
Our days are busy, and it's easy to be on the go and forget to take care of yourself. How often do you stop and take a good look at your life? And when you do you have the brutal realization that who you are today is so far from the person you want to be? Let us help you close that gap. Join us for Sagebrush Church, where you'll learn more about God, the Bible, and yourself. Tune in to hear a powerful teaching and participate in engaging worship every week, right here for Sagebrush Church.
Welcome to Design Depot. All in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome.
Oran Windows.
Welcome.
Tiles from around the world.
Welcome.
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coatings. Visit us today at mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot. All in one place.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 police teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 believes on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
Senator Michael Perrafeet has written to Prime Minister John Bersenio under the Freedom of Information Act, requesting a copy of the document in which Governor General Forla Salam was informed that government was retaining the legal services of Courtney Koyi LLP. That is the law firm of Senior Counsel and Foreign Minister Eamon Courtney, and his law partner Christopher Kohi, Minister of State for Finance. Through Senator Parafit's request, the United Democratic Party is seeking full disclosure of the sums that have been paid to the law firm of both government ministers. The UDP chairman spoke with News 5 by phone today, admonishing the actions of the Briceño administration.
When we noticed that the law firm of Courtney Cowie LLP kept appearing on court papers representing the government, and from what we've heard, they're also representing the government with matters that don't go to court. When we heard about that, it had our people, our supporters wondering, well, how much are they being paid? Because then they are all about transparency and non-ministerial interference and involvement. So we wanted to know how much they were getting paid. I wrote a letter to the Prime Minister in which I indicated that I assumed that they had the proper authority under the Constitution to have their firm represent the government in court. But I told the Prime Minister this is a matter for another time. Today now, in response to his statement on television that Courtney Cowie has the necessary permission from the Governor General to have their firm represent the government, I now simply asked him to show me the document where the Governor General gave permission to these two gentlemen to have their firms represent the government. Because, Isani, the Constitution of Belize says, if you are a senator and a firm that you belong to or is a partner in or anything like that engages in a contract with the government to provide services for pay out of the public's purse, those members of parliament, whether a senator or a member of the House, must submit that contract or an interest in that contract to the Governor General. And only upon the Governor General approving that exception can those firms engage in business with the government, or else those members of the National Assembly will have to vacate their seats. Now, this being a government that said that they were elected on a platform of transparency, we want to see the documentation to back up what they're claiming. And that's all. If they have it, they produce it, the matter is closed. If they produce to me how much the firm is making, the matter is closed, and then the Belizean people will decide whether or not they're getting value for money. So that was the purpose of the letter sent today.
Delroy Cudcalvin, a card-carrying member of the UDP, is at odds with his party and will likely be facing its ethics committee in the days ahead. Cudcalvin has been highly critical of party leader Moses Shine Barrow in a number of social media advertisements since his victory at the leadership convention earlier this year. Ashton McKenzie, a member of the UDP's Central Executive, lodged a complaint against Cudcalvin to Chairman Michael Parafit. The allegation against Cudcalvin is that he has been, quote, engaging in behavior detrimental to the UDP, unquote. All indications are that Cudcalvin does not intend to go before an ethics committee. He declined comment when we reached out to him today, but UDP Chairman Parafit says the matter is now in the hands of the ethics committee.
Well, there was an official complaint made by a Central Executive member, Ashton McKenzie, to me. By constitution of the UDP, I passed that on to the Central Executive for them to determine whether or not they want to have the matter referred to the Ethics Committee to call in Mr. Cudcalvin and have a hearing and make a decision as to what they want to do with him, if anything. And that is what happened. And we're in the process of doing that. It's now in the hands of the Ethics Committee, and they will be the ones to be handling that from here on out.
Former UDP Senator Aldo Salazar is the chairman of the Ethics Committee. The United Democratic Party is holding firm on its request for the Briceño administration to kill the Trade License Bill 2022. Last Tuesday, Cabinet announced its decision to defer fees associated with the news legislation for local entertainers. Well, the UDP is saying that that is not enough. A release from the UDP says, quote, entertainers make up just a fraction of the thousands of small business owners threatened with a sentence of death by taxes from this overreaching bill, unquote, referring to small businesses like food stalls, fruit peddlers, online shopping outlets, and delivery services. The release goes on to say, quote, inflation combined with new taxes spell financial ruin for these struggling entrepreneurs who have all their savings invested, unquote. The party contends that these small businesses do not have the organization to unify and make presentation in a formal legislative process. As a result, the UDP says its position remains the same. The Trade License Reform Bill must be completely shelved. Stake Bank Enterprise, the parent company for Port Coral, suffered another loss in the Supreme Court today when Justice Lisa Showman dismissed an application brought before the bench seeking leave for appeal in a decision that she handed down several weeks ago. That matter had to do with an application for judicial review of an environmental compliance plan granted to Portico, parent company of Port of Magical Belize, by the National Environmental Appraisal Committee, NEAC. When the claim was dismissed on the grounds that the files were not submitted within the 14-day period allowed by the court, the claimant, represented by Glenn D. Godfrey and Company, sought permission to appeal that decision. Attorney Hector Guerra, who represents Waterloo as an interested party, spoke with News 5 this afternoon.
Back in July, Stake Bank had filed an application seeking to challenge the Department of Environment's decision to grant Portico Enterprises an ECP, an environmental compliance plan. They said that it was unlawful and that Portico did not meet the statutory requirements in order to grant an ECP. Later on, our clients, which include Waterloo, applied to be joined to these proceedings. Our client was successful. The court eventually granted Stake Bank permission to bring its claim, and a condition of that permission was that it file its claim form within 14 days from the permission. Stake Bank did not meet that requirement. It did not file its claim form electronically within the required 14-day period. As a result, our client, along with others, including Portico and the government of Belize, all filed applications to have Stake Bank's claim struck out. That application earlier this year was successful. Justice Lisa Showman agreed to strike out Stake Bank's claim, so that today culminated with the judge refusing to grant leave to Stake Bank to appeal that decision.
Guerra also spoke of the possibility that the latest decision of the Supreme Court may be appealed yet again by Stake Enterprise.
The primary reason was that the judge felt that Stake Bank did not have a realistic prospect of success. The entire reason leave to appeal is necessary is because the court is trying to strike out busybodies, etc. Stake Bank's principal contention was that the practice directions which address electronic filing was beyond the scope of the civil procedure rules, so that it was unlawful. That's what they were saying. Our position was that that is not so. We said that what the practice direction was doing was seeking to fill a gap which was not prior to that point addressed, which was electronic filing. And that was in fact necessary because, and it was passed last, I believe, 2 years. Because of the COVID pandemic, there was a need for the court's registry to continue filing court documents and for justice to continue. And so that's why the Chief Justice found it necessary to issue the practice direction.
Is there any likelihood that State Bank may very well appeal this particular decision?
Of course, as is available to every litigant until you reach the CCJ, there is a right to appeal, and I'm sure that is something that is being contemplated by State Bank at this moment.
The 2022 Atlantic hurricane season is going to be an above-average one for hurricanes. And while Hurricane Agatha currently poses no threat to Belize, it is projected to cause major flooding as the Category 2 storm slams into the Pacific coast of Mexico today as the first hurricane of 2022. Chief Meteorologist Ronald Gordon was on Open Your Eyes this morning and advised that as we enter the season, people need to be alert of the potential destructive force of all storms. One only needs to remember the damage that Tropical Storm Arthur caused in the Stan Creek Valley and its total destruction of the Kendall Bridge in June of 2008. Gordon warned that it does not take a major hurricane to cause devastation.
It doesn't take a major hurricane for there to be catastrophic damage and major flooding, so it's certainly important that persons pay keen attention to any system that is coming our way, whether it's a tropical wave or a tropical depression, because sometimes a tropical disturbance or a tropical wave can be very active and dump a tremendous amount of rainfall, which leads to significant flooding and can cause significant damage and even fatalities if persons are not prepared. So certainly what we do at the Met Service is that we, of course, are monitoring continuously. For any weather system, we look at the rainfall projections, and if those rainfalls are forecasted to be above a certain threshold, we certainly advise the public for the potential for flooding, the importance of being prepared for that system.
Gordon advised that there are factors that are going to be in play during this hurricane season's above normal prediction. Already, he said, there are between 16 to 21 storms forming, with between 6 and 10 becoming hurricanes.
When it comes to seasonal prediction, there are two main factors that we look at. One is whether we are having an El Nino or La Nina this season, because as most residents or folks would know, when you have an El Nino, it typically suppresses tropical storm activity on our side of in our basin, no? And when you have cooler than normal sea surface temperatures, also in the Atlantic, it suppresses tropical cyclone activity. For this particular season, we are looking at both conditions being favorable for above normal. NOAA, for example, which is the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, is forecasting 14 to 21 named storms, and of those 6 to 10 to become hurricanes and 3 to 6 major hurricanes.
After the break, there's no detection of monkeypox in Belize, but the medical community sheds light on this latest outbreak. But first, here is a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
The government of Belize has been blazing a trail and delivering on every milestone of its tax reform program. Iris Belize was launched in 2021 and its second phase is here in 2022. It provides taxpayers and/or their representatives with the ability to sign up for Iris Belize. You'll now be able to inquire, file, and pay online. This means that tax clients like you are able to sign up online and get access to individual and companies' tax accounts. No more long lines. Contactless, safe, from support, from the privacy and safety of your homes and offices.
Buying a car should be a great experience, and St. John's Credit Union wants to make it even better. But we offer more than just great low rates. We make the application process easy and make sure our members get the best service possible. At St. John's Credit Union, we offer excellent products backed by exceptional service. So the next time you are buying a new or used vehicle, take advantage of St. John's Credit Union's Drive Forward Auto Loan product. We'll put the buying power in your hands. Come and drive forward with our auto loans with rates as low as 9% and low or no down payments. Drive forward with St. John's Credit Union. Some restrictions apply.
Welcome to Design Depot. All in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome.
Oran Windows.
Welcome.
Tiles from around the world.
Welcome.
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coating. Visit us today at mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot. All in one place.
Belizeans deserve a fast, dependable, high-quality internet service in their homes for online, virtual classes, and to work from home. It's the new way of life. Diginet is the #1 fiber service that is powering Belize's digital transformation. And now, this reliable fiber service is even more affordable with our new entry plan. For a limited time only, you and your family can enjoy 20 megabits per second of fiber service to your home for only $49 monthly. No more missed classes and interrupted meetings. It's costing you time and money. Diginet is better than cable and better than wireless. Visit a Digistore today to sign up for the best home internet service in Belize. Come see what you've been missing. Same high quality, fast, and reliable fiber service, now at an even lower price. For more information, visit livedigi.com/Diginet. Digi, our national telecom.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Monkeypox. It was first discovered in 1958 when 2 outbreaks of a pox-like disease occurred in colonies of monkeys kept for research. Then, the first human case of monkeypox was detected in 1970 in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And it's in the human population again, most recently detected in Mexico. But the World Health Organization does not believe that the outbreak of monkeypox outside of Africa will lead to a pandemic. Nevertheless, internist Dr. Jorge Hidalgo advises on how we should avoid catching the virus.
We need to make sure that we take our different precautions. One of the most important ones is we need to keep our hands hygiene, washing our hands with water and soap, or using one of the other alcohol that we have also to clean our hands. That's probably one of the most important ones, the hygiene, the using our mask right now, especially if we are going to be in a crowded areas, that is critical. And that will help us not only with the monkeypox, but also is going to help us to contract COVID-19, that, as you know, we also have some races in cases in the country. No? It's not as high transmissible like COVID, but of course, we need to have our precautions. Mainly hand hygiene, respiratory precaution. That's, I think, so are going to be the key.
But what should you be looking for if you're not sure that you might be infected with monkeypox? Hidalgo says the symptoms are varied but quite pronounced, and they can be very painful as well.
They start to exhibiting those type of symptoms, fever, muscle ache, associated with a rash and inflammation of the glands, then you need to go immediately and get in touch with your family physician just to making sure or to rule out the possibility of monkeypox and to be properly tested.
Over the weekend, Holy Redeemer Credit Union held its annual general meeting. The meeting with the member owners of the HRCU follows the cancellation of the 2020 and 2021 AGM, aside from the completion of the Jane Ussher building, which was inaugurated back in May 2021. The credit union will now have a presence in Belmopan. There was also a lot of great news coming out of the AGM, and News 5's Dwayne Moody has the highlights.
After a 2-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic, hundreds of member owners of the Holy Redeemer Credit Union gathered at Belize Civic Center on Saturday for its AGM. The credit union has 61,194 member owners. In its financial highlights, the president of the credit union announced a dividend of 4% and a rebate of 10% for loans that qualify.
Dollar value of loans issued to members, $85.5 million. Number of loans issued to member owners, 14,822 loans. Total gross profits, $39.6 million. Total net profits, $26.1 million. Dollar growth in total assets, $25.7 million, resulting in total assets of $684.2 million. Growth in membership, 2,801 new member owners. Based on the above figures, your board is recommending a dividend of 4% and a rebate of 10% for those loans that qualify.
I want to say as the VP that during the pandemic we recognized the hardship that the entire country and the world was facing. But as a member of the board and our management team, we were very considerate to our membership. During those 2 years of the pandemic, you all received your dividend and your rebate. Of course, we would always want to give more, but we also have to plan and always take into consideration that this credit union must always have a safety net. So we have to save and protect your money all the time.
The pandemic has had an effect on member owners servicing their loans with the financial institution. During the presentation of its loan portfolio, the credit union says that it has been working with its member owners to achieve financial independence.
Personnel in our delinquency department and our credit manager have been working overtime with our borrowers who run into difficulties to keep our numbers down. Whilst there can never be complete certainty whether or not the loan approved will be repaid, the credit union provides training for its staff and offers support to help member owners in order for them to make good and sound decisions. The credit union also helps member owners achieve financial independence through their buildup of savings. Saving money can have profound benefits that can empower you today and in the future.
Outside of the new Jane Ussher building, which was officially launched last year, the Lawrence Nicholas building in Belmopan will be converted into a branch of the credit union and named after former President Fred C. Smith. But infrastructure aside, Chief Financial Officer Clement Ussher spoke of Evangel Credit Union, which has about 800 members, becoming a part of the HRCU.
Today, we will put into a vote to member owners the transfer of engagement for Evangel Credit Union to become a part of HRCU. The due diligence has been done by your board, committees, management, and a working group comprised of key staff members. We all feel that it is in both Evangel's and HRCU's best interest for this to happen.
Our Education Director, Dr. Carl Bell, has been promoting financial literacy, as you will note on page 45 of this booklet. Our Eagle Gem Estate, affordable housing project in Sandhill Village, has now allowed for 46 of our member owners to become new homeowners. The project has been on hold, but following negotiations with the developer, construction has commenced on the remaining 21 houses in phase 1 of the project.
The credit union is working on its own correspondent banking relation and will soon see a Belize American credit union registered in Florida. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
In the coming weeks and months, Belize will join the rest of the world in replacing the current way of doing business within the public sector with a whole new digital system. Today, the Ministry of E-Governance led the way in launching a series of training courses in digital transformation for public officers and employees of municipal governments. What that means is that when the system is made available at the end of the training, you'll be able to enjoy quicker, easier services at the click of a button or key on your phone or laptop. It comes with training assistance provided by the United Nations Development Program. News 5's Marian Ali was at the Best Western Belize Biltmore Plaza Hotel for the launching and filed this report.
The COVID lockdown expedited government systems across the world to promptly adapt to digitizing their networks, and Belize has latched on to a new e-governance infrastructure that will change the archaic way it conducts business.
How do we go about transforming ministries to be able to provide services online? So in essence, that is what is being taught as part of the curriculum of this course. It's a 4-week course, of course, very short and compact, that would give a better idea to the public servants in terms of how do we grow, how we make ourselves more efficient.
Learning the processes to become more efficient is what public and municipal officers will spend the next 4 weeks doing. They will be divided into different cohorts. The end result should be a shortening of basic processes such as seeking information to filing an application. And what once took weeks on end, sometimes having to make inconvenient, time-consuming and costly trips across district lines, will now become achievable in just a couple of minutes online. CEO in the Ministry of E-Governance, Jose Urbina, says the process will also mean that you will be able to transact across multiple ministries from the comfort of your home or office.
Also, what the digital transformation within government entails is that the citizen would be able to walk in, and if that citizen has made a renewal of their passport at immigration, and immigration has captured that information would then be shared within ministries. When we look at the processes, how do we interact, for example, with Treasury? If we need to make a payment, let's do online payment. How do we synchronize the online payment with Treasury, with a Treasury receipt, so that us as citizens don't need to go to Treasury, make a payment, come back to the department and show it as a proof of payment. So all of these things are being worked out.
As Belize moves forward, and what we've seen in COVID is that we need to be able to work digitally. We need to be able to have this kind of approach to provide these solutions.
This new system is also designed to expedite the process to open a business within the private sector or for foreign investors.
When we look at small businesses or even medium to large businesses that want to register, that also need to interact with the local building authorities or the central building authority, and especially when you look at foreign investment also, you need to interact with central bank and DOE. These are the interoperability that needs to happen within government so that we're able to facilitate the process. For a foreign investor to come into our country, right now it takes almost a year to process. Once the process is working properly, we can cut it down to a week or almost overnight.
But how does a small country like Belize protect the integrity of such a system in the face of terrorism? UNDP's resident representative, Ian King, explained that there needs to be protection against those types of situations.
You need to protect against inappropriate access or distribution and hacking and so on. We know that those are things that need to be in place, and I believe that, we do know the solutions to put them in place. It costs like anything else. Just like at home, you want to protect yourself, you have to invest in measures to protect your home. Similarly with your digital information, but you are less vulnerable to a single failure event than you are within the context of a natural hazard coming in, a high level of flood or whatever, or fire burning down a registry, and therefore everything is lost. We've seen that in different parts of the world and different parts of the Caribbean, in fact, and therefore it's quite important that you actually have. So this actually builds that.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Return, Belizean musician Alex Evans makes it to the finals in Panograma. But first, here is the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad in the month of June. Visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
Our days are busy, and it's easy to be on the go and forget to take care of yourself. How often do you stop and take a good look at your life? And when you do you have the brutal realization that who you are today is so far from the person you want to be? Let us help you close that gap. Join us for Sagebrush Church, where you'll learn more about God, the Bible, and yourself. Tune in to hear powerful teaching and participate in engaging worship every week, right here for Sagebrush Church.
Hospital Galenia cuenta con las 4 más importantes certificaciones hospitalarias en el mundo, incluyendo la certificación internacional AENOR, que avala las mejores prácticas para evitar la propagación del SARS-CoV-2 en los hospitales.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Reusable plastics. Did you know that until we find an alternative for plastic and all its uses, we will continue to need plastics, such as in the health sector? Plastic becomes a huge problem for Belize when it becomes waste and is improperly disposed of. When it is thrown on the side of the road and in our rivers and seas, it's eaten by animals and in turn by people, and it becomes an environmental and health issue. It costs us money for disposal, filling up dumps and landfills, and paying for associated healthcare. So what can you do? Choose to refuse single-use plastics is step 1. Step 2, instead, use the plastics that were meant to be reused, like coffee cups, water bottles, and food containers. We're not talking about buying a $1 bottle of water. I mean, you can, but how long will that last you? Reusable plastics keep plastics out of the environment for a much longer time and are even better than other forms of plastics like biodegradable or even compostable or bio-based plastics. By reusing, you are also saving money since you aren't rebuying the same thing over again. Think about it. How many bottles of water do you buy every week? How much does that cost compared to the cost of a reusable bottle? Imagine what you can do with the extra money. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
The National Agriculture and Trade Show 2022, held over the weekend, recorded approximately 26,800 persons who attended the 50th anniversary of the event. While Saturday saw upwards of 10,000 persons entering the showgrounds, Sunday had the highest turnout with 15,000 plus visitors. These figures do not include invited guests and people who receive courtesy passes. After 2 years of being unable to put off the show, Belizeans got the opportunity to take advantage of the best in agriculture and trade product. There were also loads of entertainment, food, and other attractions, including the rodeo. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
Agric returned with a bang over the weekend, beginning on Friday with its opening ceremony. And then on Saturday and Sunday, thousands of Belizeans converged on the showgrounds where every and anything in terms of agricultural products were on display and for sale. There was also the rodeo, which is a crowd favorite. We'll get to that excitement later, and the mechanical rides and games for the entire family. Intermittent showers left the ground muddy, and visitors had to tread carefully while traversing the footpaths, but it was a great experience with almost everything back to normal. This year, micro, small, and medium businesses had boots on the ground.
I'm into gardening, and I had a lot of excess pepper at one point, and I said, what am I going to do with this? And so I started experimenting with different recipes, and that's how we came up with Mustard Mayhem. It's coined Spice Made to Entice, and it's really enticing. It's been as far as Africa already. Of course, friends supporting me and that have known about the product. Today I'm out here promoting it so that others can know about it.
We love chips, me and my wife. We love chips, and one thing we realize is in Belize we have plantain chips, cassava chips, but they are not standardized, they are not quality, so we try to do the best we could. So we bring good quality, high standards, nice packaging, and nice flavor, so we could not just compete locally, but at some point we could go out there and show the world what Belize have.
Let's talk about the products that you have, because as I say, all the flavors of plantain chips are.
Yes, man. The cassava chips, we have sour cream flavor, we have the original flavor, which is like a hint of habanero, a hint of lime and salt, and we also have the hot, with a extra spice, habanero, right? And the plantain chips, we have the hot, the original flavor, and the barbecue, with a nice, semi kind of sweet, nice flavor.
Now, where is this being packaged? Where is this being done?
It's in San Ignacio. It's not a huge business, but we are trying to do something from scratch and just to do it good.
What would Agric be without those great deals on phones and gadgets? Samsung banners were strategically placed across the showground. The company was one of the major sponsors of the event this year, and its distributor, Cellular World, brought out its big guns.
This is one of our staple events. We've done something different this year for the Belizean public, and we have Samsung officially in Belize with a first ever booth at the Agriculture and Trade Show, which is something unique to strengthen the presence and strengthen the ties with the community to let them feel secure about this 1-year warranty, reliability, efficiency when it comes to the brand. Besides Samsung, we have, we always, like always, we have great deals at our Cellular World booth. We've also introduced our new Cellular World business booth, whereby we're catering to all B2B and corporate clients, Dell, APCs, Samsung, TCL TVs, laptops, desktops. So, it's a one-stop shop. You have your Samsung experience, you have your Cellular World, low prices, more choices, and you have your business solutions now.
There was a wide variety of foods to choose from, but one food truck that stood out was Miss Deb's.
We went from just me and my son to now we have five regular employees. And not only because of the demand, but also the process. We have had to adjust our process. COVID knocked us hard, and we had to learn how to go more local, find more local supplies and stuff like that. And so in one sense, that's a blessing. But we have had to learn to adapt to environment, into service, into processes, into everything. Well, we started doing agri 8 years ago. We were just talking about that this morning, and we only missed the 2 years because they didn't have it. And we've changed. We've moved to a different location. We've modified our hours. We don't do the late night crowd anymore. We are just trying to meet our regular customer basis and the people that come here that are coming from far.
This year's rodeo had a minor but laughable scare when a bull leapt over the perimeter fence and escaped into the crowd. People scrambled for safety as the runaway bull barged through the throng. Ranchers set chase after the bull with lassos, and it was later caught. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Belize Bank's digital wallet, eCash, was also a big feature at the National Agriculture and Trade Show in Belmopan. Taking a selfie with Remoni mascot gave visitors an opportunity to win an eCash package valued at $100. And if you visited the booth to cash in, you got double the funds, as much as $30. But it was the merchants who made the ease of doing business through eCash seamless. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
If you were at the showgrounds over the weekend, you would have noticed these signs attached to many of the booths. eCash, the Belize Bank's digital wallet, made doing business during the event safe and easy.
eCash, no cash, no problem. eCash is a digital wallet that the Belize Bank launched last year in August. We're the first bank, we're always the first, and we're the first one to launch an electronic wallet in Belize, and it has been an ongoing rave, and we have been sustaining our wallet ever since we started last year. eCash is convenient, it's safe, so on the showgrounds, instead of walking around with cash in your pocket, we can transform it into electronic cash, and we have teamed up with these merchants here. Our wallet is so dynamic that when you download your cash into the electronic form, you could visit these merchants and pay for your purchases with ease. So if you lose your cash, the physical cash, no headaches with eCash. You could lose the phone, but you still have your cash.
Her food truck can oftentimes be spotted in your neck of the woods, but Miss Deb's is usually crowded with patrons trying to get their orders in for the juicy burgers, the cheesy fries, and more. For some time now, she has had to improve the level of service to her customers, and Miss Deb says eCash is simply reliable.
Especially since COVID and people getting, adapting to change. We had more demand for credit cards and stuff. We were always a cash business. And then, we started saying, okay, we have to use a credit card. What I don't like about a credit card machine, although I have a really wonderful bank, is that it costs me money. So out of my $10, now I'm having to pay $1 or something, or sometimes more to pay for my stuff. Well, that's hard because I can't pass that on to the customer, but eventually you do. The nice thing with eCash is it's cheaper and it's easy. And if everybody has a phone, let's pretend like we don't, but we all have phones, and you have your phone there, and like the other day our credit card machine's not working. Well, we have eCash that you always have your phone. It's simple. You scan a QR code, it goes through, it's there. And then on my end as a merchant, I can just take that out into my bank, or I can pay my my monthly bills, my electricity and things like that. So it's nice, it's convenient. I am not a fan of digital currency, to be honest. I like paper, but this is the way things change. This is how life goes. We have to adapt. And if we're going to survive, we have to adapt.
Also at the showgrounds was Mari Sharp herself. Her delicious pepper sauces were flying off the shelves, and shoppers who did not have cash on them just pulled out their phones, and with the scan of the QR code, funds were transferred.
Well, you know, we are now up to 14 different sauces. We are doing the pineapple, which is the one that we give a percentage of the sales to Haven House. We do mango, we do garlic, we do, actually my newest one is the scorpion pepper. So that is very, very hot. We are up to about 14 total. We do e-cash at the company, but not for our gift shop, because otherwise we don't retail anything. It's a gift shop. So they do the e-cash, but they asked us to do it out here. So we have been doing it since morning. Yes.
Been going good?
Yes, it's working. Yes.
If you visit the Belize Bank booth at the showgrounds, the staff would quickly register you for e-cash.
Come in, you could double up your wallet, you could double up your cash. So like I was saying, you instead of walking around with the physical cash, hey, that cash can multiply in seconds. So you give me your $20 and I give you back $20. So instead of having $20 in your hand, you have $40 in your hand, up to a total of $30. So if you do $30, you have $60. Isn't that awesome?
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Belizean musician Alexander Evans is one of 10 contestants to make it to Panogramma's finals. Evans is currently in 9th place and made the cut into the top 10 of the steel pan competition with his rendition of one of Leela Vernon's pieces entitled Welcome to Belize. Here's the announcement of Evans' placement, followed by a sample of the song he played. Just ahead, the Belize Basketball Federation holds tryouts for the under-16 when we return.
Yeah, I know him before he in my womb. From I know he nobody ever disrespected him. Because then he is who he is. He is gay, he is friendly, and everybody respectable. Just respect him for who he is. In a human being. Just the word hate means to me that no got no meaning, because you know for hate. If I love everything, I appreciate. I live in Belmopan, I live around Guatemalans, Hondurans, Spanish, Maya, Creole, Garifuna. As I said, growing up, right? They say love your neighbors. Neighbor need to look out for one another.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Se garantiza que todo paciente que llega a quirófano está libre de COVID y durante su periodo de recuperación no va a tener contacto con un paciente infectado.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Neymar and Messi standing over this. Messi.
Great entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new SmartStream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, SmartStream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with SmartStream.
During the course of Saturday and Sunday, the Belize Basketball Federation convened tryouts as it searches for the best athletes 15 years and younger who will form the male U16 national team to compete in regional games. These qualifying matches are in the hopes of making it to the World Cup of Basketball COCABA competition. News 5's Dwayne Moody showed up as the scouting took place for the Belize district at the Mexico Sports Center.
The first stop on Saturday was the Western region at the Belmopan Hilltop Court as the U16 players from across the Kaya district came out to see if they'd make the cut. The recruitment team then headed south to the Russell Chiste Garcia Auditorium in Dangriga, where youth ballers from Stan Creek and Toledo who have been engaged in the sport over the past few months came out for their shot at making the national team.
I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's something that we wanted to change the narrative for. In previous national teams, we found that there were special people invited to tryouts, and we wanted to make sure that everybody had an opportunity. So we had open tryouts where anybody who qualifies for the age group can come out and then prove whether they can qualify for the team or not.
On Sunday at the Mexico Sports Center in Belize City, the talent pool was immense. From those recently active in the Ahmadiyya Basketball League to other clubs across the city that returned as champs from Chedamal, they were all engaged and looking for an opportunity to represent the country. 16-year-old Devin Moody and 15-year-old JC Naruska are both prospects that are likely to make the cut.
From small, it was our goal to represent Belize and their national team. So I've been working hard and I've been waiting for this opportunity.
You think you'll make it?
Well, I have a high possibility of making the cut. Well, I'm very excited to represent my country. Well, I've been representing it many times, but under the national team as representing the whole country, I'm very excited.
I watch basketball from I small and I start to pick it up when I was 5 years old. I say I want to be one of Belize's best, and that's why I fight for that. So I work out hard every day and I do stuff like that. You know, Ahmadiyya, I never have nothing on 20 points, loan 21 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 3 blocks and stuff like that.
So you think you'll make it?
I don't think, I can't say I know I will make it because that don't mean the thing or nothing, but I know I stand a chance to make it on the team. Belize have talent too, so what we're trying to do is work hard and try to put Belize on the map.
Head coach for the national team is Bernie Tarr. No stranger to the sport and developing athletes, Tarr says that they're looking for about 20 to 30 young athletes, the best of the best. But it goes beyond talent.
Of course, we want to take a look at the best talent across the whole country. You know, we were in Belmopan yesterday morning, down in Dangriga in the evening, Belize City this morning, and then up to Orange Walk to you know, take a look at the players from across the country, evaluate them. You know, we're really including all the coaches throughout the country. Being coachable, of course, athletic talent, but as you know, athletic talent can only take you so far. You know, we've really been pushing about academics too, the grades, you know, because academics can open up so many more doors for you as you get older into your professional career.
Following the selection process, a schedule will be created for the members. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.